Much has been made over the years about living the California dream. The question is, can money, a lot of money, build that dream from the ground up? Luke Burbank found a place where some tech giants are trying to do just that.
For over 5 years, starting back in 2018, something mysterious was going on.
It's a nearly $1 billion land purchase.
Just 90 minutes northeast of San Francisco,
no one, not even the federal government, can figure out who's behind it.
a secretive group was purchasing farmland, lots of it, some 60,000 acres in rural Solano County, California. Many feared it might be a Chinese government plot to try to set up shop near Travis Air Force Base.
Like a lot of people, I was chasing it around, running into the usual locked doors.
But as the New York Times' Connor Doherty, who helped break the story, found out,
Solano is a kind of unusual county.
the truth was even stranger than the rumors.
I got a tip from someone that what was behind the locked doors was the richest people in the world quietly buying all this farmland. Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn venture capitalist, Laurene Powell Jobs, the founder of the Emerson Collective and Steve Jobs' widow, Mark Andreessen of the Andreessen Horowitz venture capital firm. Just really a who's who of Silicon Valley was involved in this.
Something else surprising, within hours of Doherty's big scoop, this mysterious company launched a website and publicly identified itself as California Forever, an ambitious plan to build a brand new kind of city for as many as 400,000 residents.
We knew this would be controversial when we announced the project.
And this is the guy behind it,
I had a hunch that this was a really good place to do something like this.
Jan Sramek, a 37-year-old Czech-born former Goldman Sachs trader turned aspiring city builder,
You can see Travis Air Force Base is out here.
who has to try to convince the public that the project isn't just an oasis for billionaires or some high-tech city of the future.
So over there would be a downtown.
His vision is to turn all of this into a walkable city in the mold of Savannah, Georgia, or Philadelphia, PA, or New York's West Village.
So if you are successful with this, how will this still be a place that middle-class people could even afford?
By continuing to build for a long time. And so if we look at why places have become unaffordable, it's because they've just stopped building. Instead of taking all of these well-paying jobs that are being created in Northern California and sending them to Texas or Florida, let's create a place where we can send them to Solano County.
A place where our children's future can be bright. Walkable middle-class neighborhoods with homes we can afford.
The project's fate will ultimately be decided this November by the voters of Solano County, who have to decide whether or not to overturn a 3 decades-old law restricting where new development can go.
We're going to have total gridlock. You need to work on your soft skills. Don't insult us when you come to talk to us.
Jan Sramek's charm offensive has been met with, let's just say, a healthy amount of skepticism by many locals.
You're not going to answer that question because telling the truth is not in your nature.
The current proposal is to build a city about 2 miles up this road.
Locals like Al Medvitz and Jeannie McCormack, they're some of the last holdouts here. Most of their neighbors have sold to California Forever at far over market value, but they've turned down millions to keep farming this 3,700-acre ranch, which has been in Jeannie's family for more than a century.
Having developers come was always a fear my whole childhood because California was just changing so fast with development in farm areas.
Many of their neighbors who didn't sell have been sued by California Forever, who's accused them of colluding to raise land prices in the area, a charge they deny.
The housing is important, there's no question about it, but there are appropriate ways to do it.
We're reaching out to voters because the East Solano Plan was recently submitted as an initiative to the county.
California Forever is sparing no expense to try to win over county residents.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
In what the New York Times' Connor Doherty says could be the most expensive political campaign in the history of Solano County.
The idea that this tech money is being redirected to this very kind of brick and mortar thing as an investment is kind of weird to me. Is it just that there's that much money to be made potentially?
Everyone thinks I'm crazy when I say this, but I just don't think it's principally about money. I think that many of the people involved are extremely frustrated that the pace of change in the physical world has lagged so far behind the pace of change in the digital world. If we could redesign everything and not have to deal with all the inherited problems that cities come with, that would make everything so much easier.
California Forever still has plenty of hurdles to clear, some that may prove impossible.
Most of the beloved cities in America looked like this, not that many years ago.
But Sramek insists this idea of designing and building a relatively affordable, walkable city within the nation's most unaffordable and car-centric state is in fact possible. He says his company has the know-how, the patience, and critically, the deep pockets to make it a reality.
To me, success is that in 10 or 15 years, Solano County is this incredible economic success story that people all over America are looking at and saying, can we replicate that here? Where with good design and a good idea and the right partnerships locally, you can build something special.
Do you see yourself living there with your family?
Yeah, I'll be moving in the first house. My wife is already designing it in her head.